Hello, I'm Sunny Williams. I'm up here on the International Space Station. So this is Node 2. This is a really cool module. Of course, most of these modules you'll see they have 4 sides and they're put together. That way we could sort of work on a flat plane, either a wall, a floor, another wall, or the ceiling. But you know, again, all you have to do is turn yourself and your reference changes. The reason I'm bringing that up is because this is where 4 out of 6 of us sleep. And so people always ask about sleeping in space. Do you lie down? Are you in a bed? Not really, because it's where everybody meets in the morning. After you wash your face, brush your teeth, you want to find something for breakfast. And this is our kitchen. You might notice there's all sorts of foods here. It's like opening the refrigerator. You got all your different stuff that you want to have: drinks, meats, eggs, vegetables, cereals, bread, snacks, and that's a good place. That's where you find all the candy. Side dishes, and then some little power bars just in case. So we have all this type of food. Some of it is dehydrated, and so we have to hydrate it, fill it up with water. Some of it is already made, and then all we have to do is
Space Environment Research Laboratory, where scientific research is conducted in astrobiology, astronomy, meteorology, physics, and other fields. It's a collaborative project involving multiple countries, including the United States, Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada. Astronauts from various nations live and work on the ISS, conducting experiments and performing maintenance tasks. How work? The International Space Station, ISS, works as a research laboratory and living space in space. It orbits Earth approximately every 90 minutes, traveling at a speed of about 28,000 km per hour. Here's a simplified breakdown of how it operates. Assembly. The ISS was constructed in multiple stages, with modules and components launched into space and assembled in orbit by astronauts using robotic arms and spacewalks. Structure. The ISS consists of interconnected modules that serve various purposes, including living quarters, laboratories, and docking ports. These modules are provided by different participating space agencies. Crew. The ISS typically hosts a crew of astronauts and cosmonauts from various countries. They live and work on the station for missions lasting several months, conducting scientific experiments, performing maintenance, and carrying out other tasks. The ISS was originally intended to be a laboratory, observatory, and factory while providing transportation, maintenance, and a low Earth orbit staging base for possible future missions to the Moon, Mars, and asteroids. However, not all of the uses envisioned in the initial Memorandum of Understanding between NASA and Roscosmos have been realized. In the 2010 United States National Space Policy, the ISS was given additional roles of serving commercial, diplomatic, and educational purposes. To a close in the early 1970s, as the space race drew to a close in the early 1970s, the US and USSR began to contemplate a variety of potential collaborations in outer space. This culminated in the 1975 Apollo-Soyuz test project, the first docking of spacecraft from 2 different spacefaring nations. The ASTP was considered a success, and further joint missions were also contemplated. One such concept was International Skylab, which proposed launching the backup Skylab B space station for a mission that would see multiple visits by both Apollo and Soyuz crew vehicles. 14. More ambitious was the Skylab Salyut Space Laboratory, which proposed docking the Skylab B to a Soviet Salyut space station. Falling budgets and rising Cold War tensions in the late 1970s saw these concepts fall by the wayside. Along with another plan to have the Space Shuttle dock with a Salyut space station. In the early 1980s, NASA planned to launch a modular space station called Freedom as a counterpart to the Salyut and Mir space stations. In 1984, the ISRO was invited to participate in Space Station Freedom. And the ISRO approved the Columbus Laboratory by 1987. The Japanese Experiment Module, GEM, or Kibo, was announced in 1985, as part of the Freedom Space Station in response to a NASA request in 1982. In early 1985, science ministers from the European Space Agency, (ESA) countries approved the Columbus program, the most ambitious effort in space undertaken by that organization at the time. The plan, spearheaded by Germany and Italy, included a module which would be attached to Freedom, and with the capability to evolve into a full-fledged European orbital outpost before the end of the century. 17. Increasing costs threw these plans into doubt in the early 1990s. Congress was unwilling to provide enough money to build and operate Freedom, and demanded NASA increase international participation to defray the rising costs, or they would cancel the entire project outright. 18. Simultaneously, the USSR was conducting planning for the Mir-2 space station, and had begun constructing modules for the new station by the mid-1980s. However, the collapse of the Soviet Union required these plans to be greatly downscaled, and soon Mir-2 was in danger of never being launched at all. 19. With both space station projects in jeopardy, American and Russian officials met and proposed they be combined. In September 1993, American Vice President Al Gore and Russian Prime Minister Viktor Chernomyrdin announced plans for a new space station, which eventually became the International Space Station. 21. They also agreed, in preparation for this new project, that the United States would be involved in the Mir program, including American shuttles docking in the Shuttle Mir program on 12 April 2021. At a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, then Deputy Prime Minister Yuri Borisov announced he had decided that Russia might withdraw from the IS program in 2025, according to Russian authorities. The timeframe of the station's operations has expired and its condition leaves much to be desired. 23. On 26 July 2022, Borisov, who had become head of Roscosmos, submitted to Putin his plans for withdrawal from the program after 2024. However, Robin Gattens, the NASA official in charge of space station operations, responded that NASA had not received any formal notices from Roscosmos concerning withdrawal plans. On 21 September 2022, Borisov stated that Russia was highly likely to continue to participate in the IS program until 2028. A glorious end speech. Topic is International Space Station. As we stand on the brink of bidding farewell to one of humanity's greatest endeavors, the International Space Station, is. We are called to reflect on the monumental achievements and profound impact it has had on our world. Today, I invite you to join me in celebrating the remarkable legacy of the IS and envisioning the future it has paved for humanity. For over 2 decades, the IS has served as a beacon of international collaboration, uniting nations in pursuit of scientific exploration and discovery beyond the bounds of our planet. From its humble beginnings, constructed piece by piece through the efforts of multiple countries, to its status as a symbol of cooperation in space. The IS stands as a testament to what we can achieve when we come together as one globe.
It goes a lot farther back than this. We'll go take a trip and say hello to the boys down there in just a minute. Well, let's do that first, actually, and then we'll go down to the Soyuz at the very end. This is Yevgeny.
Hi.
Doing a little tour. This is the FGB, and what's cool about this module, it is actually the very first piece of the space station that came up in 1998. The space station has been around for about now, manned for 12 years, but it's been up in space for about 14 years. And this, are you okay? All right, so here we are in the Soyuz. This is what we call the BEO, the living compartment, Bitovoy Otsek in Russian. It also has a little bathroom. It's not as good as the other bathrooms, so we try not to use it too much. It has drinking water in it if we need something to drink. And then, of course, it's filled up with a lot of cargo for us. Got to move a couple things. We were just starting to get ready. We're preparing a couple days ago for our ride home. It's a little bit squishy, but everybody asks, how do you sit in the Soyuz? And you sort of sit in your seat like this. The seat is molded to your body, and so you can just sort of squish in here and be pretty relaxed. Everybody has a handmade seat for them. And then, of course, there's a control panel, and that's where we do most of our actions and work right here. There's hand controllers which you can fly the vehicle with, and there's a stick right here primarily used for communications when we're trying to talk to the ground. So 3 of us fit in here. Like I said, it's a little squishy, but somehow it seems like we all managed to get in here and fit pretty well, and it's